All right. Hey, Shalom. I would like to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. This is the brother Yachanan from the GMS Houston camp, and this is just going to be a quick lesson, with a few things going on. SNAP benefits, you know, might be. Hey, I hope they don't come back. But you have Jake out here. I don't have any videos, to put up right now, but you see these videos circulating, and I'm sure, other brothers, elders and brothers are going to put up lessons about this and have clips. But Jake is saying, hey, look, if they don't bring these benefits back, I'm going to, run through these stores and they're going to start looting this and that, whatever, all kinds of threatenings, which, hey, that's on you. You 2/3, you not listening to the men of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai who have been out here, preaching for decades, telling you to turn from this land that is greatly polluted. What is that? Micah 2:10. Let's see here. This is Micah chapter 2 and verse 10, because this is the warning that has been going out. Constantly. I remember when we used to be over on Main Street, this precept used to come out every camp. So this is Micah chapter 2 and verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it will destroy you, even with a sore destruction. So this here, we're rising and departing. This is a mental thing. You're arising and you're leaving this place mentally and spiritually. You're no longer relying on this place. That's those days are long over. We're learning how to fully rely on Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai for everything. So that's the point. This place, and then if you look into them words, destroy you, even with sore destruction, that goes into destroying you mentally. So this is what we're doing. We're leaving this place, and when Yahweh Shai returns, we're going to be physically brought up into the chariots, receive new bodies. But the point being here, this Micah 2 and 10 is not fleeing to another country, but leaving this place spiritually, mentally, no longer relying on this place. Because like you see these 2/3 Jakes that are so upset that their EBTs and their SNAP benefits, all that stuff is canceled. Well, guess what? You've been relying on that, on Babylon the Great. You've been relying on Egypt. And you've been destroyed in the mind. Now you only know how to rely on the scraps that Esau gives you. This is Deuteronomy 8. I'll start at verse 1. Deuteronomy 8 and verse 1. All the commandments which I command thee this day, ye shall observe to do, that ye may live and multiply, and go in and possess the land which Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai swear unto your fathers. Now, go into Deuteronomy 28 chapter, all the curses, Deuteronomy 30, because we're going to have to, the memory of the blessings and the curses are going to come back to us in these last days. So from reading this, we already understand we failed at keeping the commandments. So guess what? We're going through these curses. We're going through these trials. But our way out, our way to life is through Yahweh Shai. So verse 2, and thou shalt remember all the way which Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai led thee these 40 days in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what is in thine heart. So this is what we're getting ready to go through, or what we're going through right now, because we're in Jacob's trouble. It just hasn't, the heat hasn't reached its peak. We're in the warm up. It's a little simmer. You know, so this is mirroring what we're going through in the wilderness, all those trials, and that was all to purge out the unbelievers in our nation, the nation of Israel, who today, you would call Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and wherever else we've been scattered into, whatever other nations, we're scattered into all the nations, looking like all the different nations, not just like so-called black people, so, and thou shalt remember all the way which Yahweh Shemi Shai led thee these 40 days in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what is in thine heart, whether thou wouldst keep his commandments or no. So this is the same thing. This is a Revelation 3:10, the hour of temptation. This is going to try the whole world, but who it's primarily for is for you Israelites, to see whether you truly serve Yahweh Shemi Shai or not. And he humbled thee and suffered thee to hunger, and fed thee with manna, which thou knewest not, neither did thy fathers know, that he might make thee know that man doth not live by bread only. And Yahushua said this to Satan, said, man shall not live by bread alone. When he said, Satan told him, hey, make these stones into bread. Yahushua rebuked him, saying, a man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of Yahweh Shemi Shai doth man live. So it's not Esau, Edom, his polluted foods, his polluted, government cheese, all that stuff that keeps you alive. It's Yahweh Shemi Shai, the words that proceed out of his mouth. When even referring to manna, which, Yahushua said he's that bread of life. Yahushua is your life. But going back to that, it is literally something that never appeared before, never was for the other nations. Yahweh Shemi Shai literally manifested food for you to eat in the wilderness. So having that in mind, that Yahweh Shemi Shai is going to make ways for you. He's going to prepare food for you. He's going to take care of you. He's going to make water for you. He's going to make it to where you're safe. He's going to bring you through these trials. You relying on Yahweh Shemi Shai. And that's the point. Relying on Yahweh Shemi Shai. Not on Egypt, not on other gods. Yahweh Shemi Shai. It's him. So this is Amos chapter 8, and I'll start at verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shemi Shai, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst of water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh Shemi Shai. So not only there's going to be famines, pestilences, all kinds of things going on in these last days, war, earthquakes, all kinds of things signifying it's the last times, but also you're not going to have this you're not going to have this word to go to. You're not going to have videos on the internet. You're not going to have anyone around to give you the understanding of what's going on in the scriptures. It's going to be a famine of the word. You're not going to be able to find the men of Yahweh Shemi Shai that you see out on the corners and you're mocking them. You're not going to be able to find them. You're not going to be able to find anybody to tell you what you're supposed to do, what names to call on. It's going to be too late. Verse 12, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh Shemi Shai, and shall not find it. So that you're not going to be able to find the word. Not only with the bread, all this, the actual food, you're not going to be able to find it. This is Second Esdras chapter 15. Let's see here. And this is end time, end time prophecy. What's getting ready to take place? What's taking place now, really? This is Second Esdras 15 and verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So you're going to see nations coming up against nations. Here, Babylon the Great, the entire nation is divided. So you have blacks against whites, whites against Latinos, Native Americans, whoever, whites against foreigners, Democrats versus Republicans, all kinds of things. It's completely divided. Right versus left, it's completely divided. And they're already calling, hey, this is civil war, what they're doing. You see what's going on with the ICE and National Guard and things like that. We're in these times. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So you see people rising up, overthrowing their governments. And you see that what happened in Nepal. I want to say, I forgot which country it was. Peru, I think. So you're seeing it all over the world. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So access to cities is going to be cut off. If you can't go into a city, what makes you think that the food transports? I forgot what they're called, the supply chain. If you can't go into a city, you as an individual, how much do you think the supply chain is going to get through? And even goes further, I believe it's in this chapter, maybe it's in the 16th chapter, where it goes into, that there's not going to be anybody to till the fields. There's only going to be a handful of people, if you were gleaning grapes, that are left in the city. The virgins are going to mourn. They're not going to have any husbands. Not going to have anybody to marry them, to take care of them. This is the times that we're in. But it's going to ramp up. It's going to ramp up to that point where there's nobody, to live in the cities. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation. So this is coming. Yeah, they're upset now about the SNAP benefits, saying they're going to do this and do that, but it's going to get worse to where they're not even going to the grocery stores anymore to go and raid those. They're raiding people's houses. And they're not going to have any pity. Oh, I need that food. I don't give a fuck. What's that stupid ass movie? It don't matter. Anyway. This is Isaiah 36. And I'll just get straight to the point. But this is Isaiah 36 and verse 6. Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt. And that's what you 2/3 trust in. You trust in this place. You trust that it's going to bounce back. You trusted in them SNAP benefits, in them EBT, whatever it is. You trusted in Big Daddy E. You trusted in that Section 8. You trusted in all that BS that just made you fat and complacent and made you just ripe for the taking. You have no skills. You have nothing. Like that Edomite said, you're a nothing. You didn't build anything. And that's what you've been set up as. You are like sheep to the slaughter. And not only that, you've been relying on that devil for so long that you don't know Yahweh Shemi Shai. You don't know how to call on him. All you know is that Caesar Borgia. And you're going to trust in him. And guess what? He's going to betray you every time. He ain't going to come for you. He ain't going to do nothing for you. And he hasn't done anything for you this whole time. So this is Isaiah 36 and verse 6. Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. So you trust in this devil, it's like lean, or just say, where if you leaning on a broken reed, you leaning on that staff, it's gonna pierce you. Matter of fact, the MOTB, you relying on this devil, and you're gonna get pierced through your hand or through your forehead, and it's gonna be for your own destruction. This is Proverbs chapter 1, and I'll start at verse 20. Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. The men of Yahweh Shemi Shai calling out in the streets every week, day in and day out. Videos constantly going up, giving the warnings. She crieth in the chief places of She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? The scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. So how long is this gonna go on? How long are you gonna enjoy living like this, like fucking retards? Turn ye at my reproof, behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. So one more time. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. So if you repent. When you hear this word, you turn and repent, and Yahweh Shemi Shai is going to open up his knowledge unto you. He's going to feed you with bread and food that's beneficial for you, convenient for you. Because I have called, and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. So if we're out there, we're calling, you refuse it, you mock, you scorn. You say, oh, they say this is only for black people. Whatever it may be, and you reject the word. So guess what? Because you rejected the word, I'll just continue reading. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. So you rejected it. You didn't want to hear the counsel. You don't care. You live in life. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. So when you're in trouble, when you lose your whole family, when all this stuff, when your ribs touching, you can see through it. Play the skeleton xylophone on them, whatever. You're gonna be getting mocked. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge, and did not choose the fear of Yahweh Shemi Shai. They would none of my counsel, they despised all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from the fear of evil. So it's going to be bad for you. You're rejecting the Lord, which is really the Lord rejecting you. It's going to be bad for you. But it's going to be all right for those that turn and serve Yahweh Shemi Shai. Because Yahweh Shemi Shai, like I said, he chose who he wanted to reject, and he chose who he's going to save, his elect. And that's a very small number. But Hey, that's it for all the precepts that I had. But hey, the Lord, servants of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, you're gonna be taken care of. You know, and whether you have to, your life has to be taken away or whatever. Guess what? You keep fighting. Keep the faith, and you will not lose your crown. This ain't the end all be all, and death isn't the end all be all neither. So, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. Hey, Shalom.